Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. It is the last day of March. Tomorrow will be April 1st, otherwise known as April Fools. No jokes tomorrow. I will be sending work tomorrow. But for today, let's look at our journal entry. And it is the best thing about learning at home is blank because blank. And I'd like to know what you think the best thing is about being home right now and learning at home instead of at school. And then draw me a picture of you learning at home. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about what's the least favorite thing about learning at home and why. So please make sure you add this to your notebook, and please make sure you're drawing a picture to go with it. Today's story, another story by Kevin Hanks, and it is called Sheila Ray the Brave. And listen carefully because you are going to do a reading activity about this book when we're finished. So please pay attention to the story. Sheila Ray wasn't afraid of anything. She wasn't afraid of the dark. She wasn't afraid of thunder and lightning. And she wasn't afraid of the big black dog at the end of the block. At dinner, Sheila Ray made believe that the cherries in her fruit cocktail were the eyes of dead bears, and she ate 5 of them. You notice her little sister, Louise, is always hiding because she's scared. At school, Sheila Ray giggled when the principal walked by. Oh. And when her classmate, Wendell, stole her jump rope during recess, Sheila Ray tied him up until the bell rang. "I am very brave," Sheila Ray said, patting herself on the back. Sheila Ray stepped on every crack in the sidewalk without fear. When her sister Louise said there was a monster in the closet, Sheila Ray attacked it. And she rode her bicycle no-handed with her eyes closed. "Yeah, yeah, Sheila Ray," her friends yelled, clapping their hands. Her sister's sitting here with her hands over her eyes. One day, Sheila Ray decided to walk home from school a new way. Louise was afraid to. "You're too brave for me," Louise said. "You're always such a scaredy cat," Sheila Ray called. "I am not," whispered Louise. Sheila Ray started off skipping. "I am brave," she sang. "I am fearless." And her little sister is hiding as she goes along. She stepped on every crack. She walked backwards with her eyes closed. She growled at stray dogs and bared her teeth at stray cats. And she pretended that the trees were evil creatures. She climbed up them and broke their fingers off. Snap, snap, snap. And there's her little sister again. Sheila Ray walked and walked. She turned corners. She crossed streets. It suddenly occurred to Sheila Ray that nothing looked familiar. Sheila Ray heard frightening noises. They sounded worse than thunder. She thought horrible thoughts. They were worse than anything she had ever imagined. "I am brave," Sheila Ray tried to convince herself. "I am fearless." The sounds became more frightening. The thoughts became more horrible. Sheila Ray sat down on a rock and cried. "Help!" she sniffed. She thought of her mother and her father and Louise. "Mother, father, Louise," she cried. There's her sister in the tree. "Here I am," a voice said. "Louise," Sheila Ray hugged her sister. "We're lost," Sheila Ray said. "No, we're not," said Louise. "I know the way home. Follow me." Louise stepped on every crack. She walked backwards with her eyes closed. She growled at stray dogs and bared her teeth at stray cats. And she pretended that the trees were evil creatures. She jumped up and broke their fingers off. Snap, snap, snap. Sheila Ray walked quietly behind her. They walked and walked. They crossed streets. They turned corners. Soon their house could be seen between the trees. Sheila Ray grabbed Louise and dashed up the street. When they reached their own yard and the gate was closed behind them, Sheila Ray said, "Louise, you are brave. You are fearless." We both are, said Louise, and they walked backwards into the house with their eyes closed. So what I want you to do today is I want you to do a story retell. So I want you to tell me what happened in the beginning of the story, in the middle of the story, and at the end of the story. And I am expecting more than one sentence for each part. There should be at least 3 sentences to describe the beginning, 3 sentences to describe the middle, and 3 sentences to describe the end. And remember, the middle is usually the problem of the story, and the end is how that problem is solved. So think about our story and think about what the problem was and how it got solved. And please remember, if you want, on the back, and I'll send your moms and dads a picture of the notebook format that I want. And then on the back, if you want, you could draw your favorite part of the story, just like we do in our reading notebooks back at school. All right, guys? So have a great day. I will email your parents with your afternoon math activities. Have a good day, and I will see everybody later. Bye.